mansion. ¿Está disfrutando de la fiesta? Hey. Well, I hope you are. This is one of my favorite events of the year, along with the Dominican Day Parade, which I'm watching on Sunday. How many of you were with me on 6th Avenue? All right, it was great. It was a beautiful display of Orgullo Dominicano. And, you know, after 10 years as mayor of the city with the biggest Dominican community outside of the Dominican Republic, I think I qualify as an honorary Dominican. I would like to prove it to you by demonstrating my merengue moves, but really I don't like to show off. Now, no question about it, New York is the most important city outside of the DR for people of Dominican heritage. Today, you're the city's single largest immigrant group, numbering around 600,000 strong. You are business and civic leaders, you are educators and entertainers, you are members of the NYPD and the FDNY, and of course you are Yankees and Mets too. And the ties between New York City and the DR run deep, and they go both ways. Even outgoing President Fernandez was a longtime New Yorker. And so I think it's just fitting that we get together to celebrate Dominican heritage on the day the Republic swears in President Medina and starts another chapter in its history. Now tonight is a chance to celebrate the contributions of Dominicans to New York City, and for me to say gracias for all you do. And that includes the work that some of the city's Dominican elected leaders joining us tonight, including Guillermo Linares and Adriano Espiard. Guillermo Linares was the first Dominican-born person elected in the United States. And then there are the all-stars of city government, like Youth and Service, Community Development Commissioner Jeannie Mulgrave, and the Mayor's Office of Immigrant Affairs Chief of Staff Monica Tavares, as well as my favorite Dominicana, my assistant Melissa Garcia, whose mother Christina Garcia is with us tonight. And if I didn't mention my secretary, I'd be in big trouble tomorrow. And I can't also miss the opportunity to give a big shout out to Billy Estevez, Chief Executive Chef here at Gracie. He's cooked all the food. Now, I think they're testaments to how much this city has benefited from the hard work and courage of Dominican immigrants and the children of immigrants. Now, sadly, this election season, we'll hear more fear-driven talk about restricting immigration than about opening doors to those who want to work hard and build a future for their families. And that's why earlier this week I traveled to cities where our presidential nominees have their campaign headquarters to make sure they heard loud and clear the plain truth. The people who come here to work for a better life make life better for all of us. And if you need proof, just look at New York's Dominican community. You know, Dominicans aren't just serving the city, they're also representing the United States in the highest echelons of diplomacy. And it is my pleasure today to introduce the United States Ambassador to Uruguay and a proud Dominican-born New Yorker from the Bronx. She is not only the youngest U.S. ambassador, she's also the first Dominican-American ambassador in the nation's history, the Honorable Julissa Reynoso.
Thank you, Mayor, for your kind words. I am very happy to be here celebrating this special occasion with my fellow Dominican Americans, Dominican New Yorkers. I just arrived from Uruguay this morning, a bit exhausted, but exhilarated by the energy in this space, especially given the fact that I know so many people here and that this is my city that I love so dearly. I learned from this city about the practice of democracy, about the practice of organizing, and the practice of social justice, And from the Dominican community, the Dominicans in the Dominican Republic where I was born, the Dominicans here, the diverse leadership that is who we are, I learned how to be a diplomat. And I am exercising that today as the United States Ambassador, represented President Obama in Uruguay. I'm very honored. Thank you, fellow Dominican New Yorkers, and we have a lot of work to do to advocate, to advance on behalf of our community. I'm happy to be able to represent you all very proudly abroad. I hope to come back one day and obviously advocate on your behalf here. So thanks again, and let's celebrate this very special occasion on behalf of the Dominican Republic and people of the Americas. Thank you very much.
Before we close, we have a couple of other special guests here tonight. Hakeem Jeffries from the New York State Assembly and Charles Hines, the Brooklyn District Attorney. And also, we have Brandon Nelson. He is Vice President of JetBlue, and I want to thank JetBlue, tonight's lead sponsor, along with Goya Foods and everyone else who donated foods and refreshments. There's 809 Sangria Bar and Grill, there's Bianca Estevez, there's Caribe Imports, Delicioso Coco Helado, El Malcon Restaurant, El Rey Press Restaurante, Empire Merchants, Nesto and Julio Gallo Wineries, Fairway Market, La Cabana Antejios Dominicanos, Latin Trend Magazine, Mama Juana Cafe, Maria Jimenez, Presidente USA Inc., Ron Barcelo, TNT Imports, and Tres Leches Factory. Now, let's also hear it for Los Diablos Carboneros. Please, everybody, enjoy yourself, have a good time. We had wonderful weather on Sunday, we've got wonderful weather today, but most importantly, we've got the most wonderful city in the world, and you and I, all of us are part of this. And I'll tell you one quick story. The first time I ever came to New York City, I went to Washington Heights. I grew up in Boston, I was 3 months old, and my parents took me to Washington Heights. I had a cousin who lived at 181st and Cabrini Boulevard. I don't know how to break this to you, but there were no Dominicans in Washington Heights back then in 1942. There are a lot now. Buenas noches, todas gracias, que Dios los bendiga.
Como dominicano, un orgullo ver que el alcalde ha tomado en consideración el crecimiento de la comunidad dominicana. Así que viva la República Dominicana. Eli Cuesta.
Eli Cuesta y Elsa Jiménez aquí apoyando siempre nuestra comunidad dominicana, nuestros líderes y apoyando lo que le llaman la nacionalidad de nosotros. Estaremos aquí siempre apoyándonos uno con otro. Y que viva Alianza Dominicana.
Viva. Muchas gracias. Muy amable.
Señoras y señores, nos encontramos directamente en el momento más quisqueyano que yo puedo disfrutar en Nueva York. Esto es la herencia dominicana en la Green House, como se le llama, la casa del alcalde de aquí de Nueva York. En esta oportunidad, quien vive en ella es nuestro mayor Bloomberg, que se nos va, ya el periodo para él se le acabó, pero ha hecho un maravilloso trabajo y se ha comunicado de muy buena forma con nuestra comunidad latina. Un orgullo para nosotros que nos reciban acá en esta majestuosa casa del alcalde de Nueva York. Hoy me encuentro con unos amigos que en realidad vale la pena que nos dejen saber qué se siente en este momento tan quisqueyano que estamos viviendo. Luis, primero con haciendo ahora esa comunidad trabajadora, la cual tú representas, como son los restaurantes, hermano? ¿Qué gente más orgullosa para nosotros sentir ese apoyo económico que dan y mucho trabajo que dan también? Bienvenido.
Gracias por la entrevista, hermano. Felicidades al programa TV Latinos en América, por supuesto. Hoy es un día de orgullo para todos los latinos, porque siempre digo y abogamos de que debe de ser latinoamericano, no dominicano solamente, o puertorriqueño. Creo que cuando la latinoamericanidad entienda que somos todos uno, vamos a ser un gran poder. Ahora, hablando de la Asociación de Restaurantes en los Estados Unidos, tenemos capítulos hoy en día en San Diego, en Vancouver, British Columbia, tenemos en Los Ángeles, San Francisco,